Who are you?
I'm Lee Benny. Thank you for downloading A Word on Personal Finance on 702 and Cape Talk. All the A Word on shows are available as a podcast when you visit 702.co.za or capetalk.co.za.
6 minutes past 7 o'clock now. A very good evening to you. My name is Lee Benny. We're doing things a little bit differently this evening. As you know, usually we run a guest on A Word on Personal Finance from 7 through until 8, then open the lines with Paul Roelofse, our personal financial expert, between 8 and 8:30 so that you can ask him all your questions outside of our topic. And then from 8:30 to 9, it is A Word on Small Business. Not so tonight. Tonight, we're opening the lines with Paul Roelofse for a full hour. We're doing that because the second half hour, the last half hour of the Personal Finance Show, falls away tonight. And the reason we're doing this is because we've managed to get SARS into studio. So we're running A Word on Small Business for a full hour. 8 until 9 o'clock is A Word on Small Business. We'll have Mark King on in studio with us. Mark is the SARS Group Executive for Business Systems at SARS. He'll be here talking to us about things like VAT, the new turnover tax system, whether you should switch over or not switch over, who it's indicated for, what are the parameters, because your turnover's got to be underneath a certain amount, etc. And if there are partners in several companies, then you can't, or whatever it is. But he's going to talk us through all of that. We're also going to look at just basic tax for small business, and then, of course, very importantly, the e-filing system. You know, it's so easy now as a personal, as an individual taxpayer to e-file. Is it as easy for small businesses? What sort of backup information and documents are you supposed to have? Can you e-file? I dare say the fact that they've put it up there means, yes, it's going to be that easy. So we just need to get our heads around it. So please join us for that. Paul will be staying with us through that hour just to navigate that conversation. I feel he is much better equipped to do so than I am, especially considering he has just come back from 10 days in Mauritius. How terrible for you, Paul?
Oh, it was great. Thanks, Lee. And, you know, when I was over there, I must just say that I was pretty proud that we are hosting the World Cup. The Mauritians are behind us. There's no doubt about that. They're really backing us all the way to the end. I even got some resistance when I said Bafana are going to do pretty well, and I think they will. Yeah. They all joined in with it. Arguably at the top, they didn't buy my conviction that we might even win the World Cup, but be that as it may. It was great. But when we got back, it was a bit of a cold front that we hit. But still good to be back. I think there's a lot of things warming up here in different ways, and yes, certainly from the financial front, things are moving, and hopefully in the next hour we can help people understand their personal financial problems or questions a bit better, and they're welcome to phone us in.
Yes, so please do that. Lines are open, so anything goes. If you want to talk about your personal financial situation, if you want to talk about your savings plan, where to put your money, what are the best asset classes to look at this time, please give us a call on 011-883-0702, 021-446-0567. You can also SMS us on 31567 or 31702. Just bear in mind that SMSs are charged at standard SMS rates. Paul wrote to us yesterday, Paul, to say, what are the regulations regarding the UK and US lotteries? While it is possible to participate in these lotteries online using your credit card, someone told me that because the lotteries are not regulated in South Africa, you will not have access to your winnings because the Reserve Bank or SARS will confiscate the money. How true is this?
No, that's not quite true. The external earnings that you might earn from lotteries will be taxed in the various countries that you win them in. When you bring them back into the country, look, we don't resist money coming into the country. Where the Reserve Bank comes into the fold is money going out of the country. But from a tax point of view, you are obligated to report the winnings on your tax return. There's a little section in the return which says any amounts that you deem not to be taxable, or any amounts of a capital nature, and you can put that into the return, declare it to SARS, and they will treat that as an exemption. If it's taxed on the other side, i.e. there's a tax applied to the UK lottery, you can then offset those credits against whatever tax would have been available here. So there's a double taxation agreement in place in most of the countries. But generally speaking, it's taxed in the source country, and you're just obliged to tell SARS about it when it arrives here. But you're certainly not going to get resistance from money coming into the country.
Okay. So, Paul, there it is, a little bit of comfort, I hope, for you. Thank you.
Nice problem, though.
Yes, isn't it?
Please give us